guys, and thanks for watching this first official time-lapse video for the FairyNerdy YouTube channel. I am Laura, the artist behind FairyNerdy, and what you are seeing here is a time-lapse of a digital paint that is part of a 4-part series. If you do not know this about me already, I am a huge Harry Potter fan, and somewhere along the way the term Hufflepunk caught my attention, and I was like, oh my god, I have to draw this right now. So I did, and after finishing it, I realized, well, obviously I have to draw one for each of the other houses. So this is my punk version of Ravenclaw. She is called Ravenclash, and she is more punk-light, I think, than I had intended from the start. But Ravenclaw is not coincidentally also my house in Hogwarts. So, of course, it had to be first. I'm mostly a traditional artist. I work primarily with colored pencil and Copic marker and similar media. So digital painting is definitely a departure for me. I have done digital painting in the past, but it's been a few years. So this piece represents a lot of learning as I go. Learning about how to blend colors and represent shadows and highlights in ways that are very different from what I am used to. This style is also much more painterly than what I am used to, but I really love the look of the painterly style in digital art. And as you'll notice, I had a bit of a technical challenge right here. For some reason, as I was recording my screen, whatever was recording started acting as if my screen was frozen. So this represents about an hour's worth of work where I was working on her hair and adding facial features and other details of that sort. But thankfully, it did eventually return to recording properly. This piece represents probably in total about 6 or 7 hours of work, which is a bit more time than I usually spend. For example, if I was doing a traditional piece like this, where it's just one character, it would probably not take me that long. But again, as I said, digital art is definitely a learning curve, and it is a fairly new medium to me. So the extra time I feel was well spent, just in learning the different, or not even just learning, testing out different techniques, sort of playing around with ideas and what I was doing. You know, digital art has its own rules, and it's very different, you know, from the way traditional art works. One of the best things, of course, is that beautiful undo command when you mess something up in digital art. Obviously, in traditional art, you put something down on the paper wrong, you have to work with it. But you don't have to stick with it in digital art if you can avoid it. So, you know, that is one thing that I really love about digital art. Even though it's a totally new medium to me, or not totally new, but a very new medium to me, there is a lot of flexibility, and in a lot of ways there's a lot of forgiveness with digital art, because you can just replace, if you don't like something you did. For example, near the beginning of this video, when I was working on blending shadows and highlights for her skin tone, initially I had started out with her features in place, but I found that that didn't work as well for me, so I simply, went over her skin again, painted the flat color back in, and started over, just adding shadows and highlights without the features, and then put the features in later. And that really is not something you can do with traditional art without a lot of a lot of extra work and a lot of extra effort. So as I said, this is Ravenclash. She is the punk member of the Ravenclaw house. And I struggled a lot with the background, trying to figure out what to come up with, what to do. Initially, what I had planned was something of the Ravenclaw sigil, but that did not work out for me. So I played around with it, and this is what I came up with. If you like it, please let me know in the comments or by liking and subscribing to the channel. Harry Potter fans videos for Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, and Slytherin will be coming up soon, so please make sure you stick around for that. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at FairyNerdy, and be sure to check out my FairyNerdy stores on Etsy and Redbubble, all of which will be linked in the description below. Thanks again for watching this first official video for the FairyNerdy YouTube channel.